I'm Jen with Pressure Cooking Today, and we are live today about making mini lemon cheesecakes in a jar. So as you can see, I've got my they're little baby mason jars. They're just these little 4-ounce mason jars. They come in a pack of 12, just like just one of these ball jars. We make these all the time, and the other day my husband broke one as he was getting it out of the container, or out of the fridge before we ate it. So we were able to find them at ClickList. So if you don't have these little mini 4-ounce jars, I know they sell them at Walmart. I know I've seen them at Target. They're online at Amazon, but the cheapest price was just at my local grocery store, Kroger, Smith's, whatever you have out by you. And we were able to ClickList it. So that's an option for you guys. I see people are joining. Hi, Gail. Hi, Janine. Sorry, I've got my glasses on and it's still hard to see. Margaret. Barbara's here with us. We are socially distanced, and so Barbara is at her house, and she will be chiming in, answering questions, and just making sure you guys are taken care of while I get busy with the baking. So the mini lemon cheesecakes are in Barbara's cookbook, Instantly Sweet. She wrote this with Marcy Butters of Tidbits. We love Marcy. We love Marcy so much. And it's 75 desserts and sweet treats. Right now our publisher is having a killer sell on this. So if you guys are interested in having some fun Instant Pot baking to do, Barbara will throw the Amazon link on here. And we also thought we may as well just give one away. So if you comment on this post before midnight tonight, we'll choose a winner tomorrow and someone just to send it to. Maybe we'll choose a couple, I don't know. We'll see. But inside this is the caramel pecan cheesecake that Barbara made. We've got, so it kind of starts off with sweet breakfast, quick breads and sweet breakfast. We've got some yummy Greek yogurt. We've got pecan breads. There's a whole section on cheesecakes, and they are all delicious. I love them very much. And our little mini cheesecake recipes there. Marcy wrote all the lava cake recipes in this cookbook. She makes amazing lava cakes. You can't go wrong with Marcy's lava cakes. Then we've just got regular cakes to bake, pies, cobblers and fruit desserts, which, oh my gosh, if you have a crisp lid, we make the crisp in here, the triple berry crisp, this guy. We make this, and you just sprinkle some of the topping on top, and you crisp it up with your crisp lid, and then you scoop it, and then when you want seconds, you put more of the crisp topping on top and just re-crisp it so that it's always like piping hot and perfect. I really love it. So I love this book. Our lemon curd that we are making is, where did you go? There we go. The lemon curd right here, and look how cute the little mini cheesecakes are right there. So that's what we're making today. If you want to make this without the book, Barbara's going to put on a couple links. We've got a link to just how to make a perfect pressure cooker cheesecake, and that cheesecake will work as a good base for these. And then Barbara has another lemon curd recipe on some lemon bar cookie cups that she does. So you can use that too, but this is there. I can't always see everything. Oh, Gail put a link. Thanks, Gail. So let's get started. So we made this cooking show style, so I've got some pre-made ones over there. The recipe just calls for cookie crumbs just pressed into the bottom of these little jars. So the recipe called for lemon Oreo cookie crumbs, but our local grocery store was out of lemon Oreos. So we actually, our Costco has a stash of these. They're like Meyer 11 cookies. They're super yummy. So we're like, we'll just throw those in. So, but again, this recipe is super forgiving. So you can, golden Oreos work, graham crackers work, whatever sounds good to you. So I found we've got this little, it's a number 40 scoop. It's just your normal size cookie scoop. And a not quite full one of these makes about the right amount. So I'm just gonna quick spoon that in. These cookie crumbs have enough kind of a moisture content. They're kind of not greasy, but they're a little bit of an oilier cookie. So you can go ahead and just toss those in. You don't need the butter. And since you're not, cooking it in a pressure cooker and needing to make nice, pretty slices for like you would a traditional cheesecake, sorry, I can't think and scoop at the same time. Such pressure. I lost my train of thought, Ryan, completely. My husband is here as tech support. But yeah, so you don't need to add butter. You don't need to freeze it like you would these other ones. I totally measured too much. So I tried heaping tablespoons last night and I made a mess all over the counter. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try this again today. It worked really well when I tried it the other night, but not so much. So you just kind of even it out. If you're wanting to be like extra fancy, like you're making it for like a baby shower or something like that, you can always use a food scale. But I'm not going to be too picky about it. So Ryan, I can see people are writing, but I can't read the questions because I'm super blind.
Okay.
And then I just have this little tart tamper. It's like $3 on Amazon, maybe $4. But it's really convenient for pushing it down. Just kind of smoosh it. Oh, look, I don't know how to switch screens, Ryan. Oh, look at this, watch. Whoa. We figured out how to set up our DSLR. So look at that, it's in there, and you can just kind of smash it down. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but it's just right there. Okay, anyways, back to the normal setting. Let's see. Ta-da! Okay, so you can just kind of smash it down. So I'm just gonna go quick. It doesn't have to, like, when I first started making these, I like pressed it down so hard, so like it wasn't going anywhere. And then like, it was really hard for people to scoop it. My kids are like, Mom, I can't get the crust out. So I'm a little bit less vigorous these days in smashing.
People are asking if they're plastic or glass.
These are just your regular glass mason jars, just the Ball brand mason jars. It doesn't have to be Ball specific brand, but because they're canning jars, they'll be safe to use in your pressure cooker because it has to be oven safe, and these are. So they're just little 4 ounces. You can make these in the bigger jars, like your regular size mason jars. Your cook time would just be a little bit longer because your cheesecake's going to be a little bit thicker. Oh, this guy's a little midget crust. Oh well. Let's see. Okay, so you've got these all tamped down, and then you just set them aside. You don't have to freeze them or anything, so I'm just going to take them over here. Barbara is the cooking show expert. She's the one who's been on several cooking shows, and I am used to cheering her on and watching, so this is all very weird for me trying to manage it all. Okay, so next we've got our handy dandy mixer. So let's see here. One of the most important things about cheesecake is room temperature ingredients. If you don't use room temperature ingredients, it's really hard to get as good of results. So one of the things that Barbara showed me was, if you're worried about them being room temperature, use a thermometer. Make your life easy. You don't have to guess. Come on, you. It's not turning on, Ryan.
Try it again.
Okay. Back on. All right. It's cold in our house. So this is 69 degrees. We usually like it between 70 and 75. It's not rocket science. 69 is close enough. So we've got our 2 packages of cream cheese softened. One of Barbara's, come on, I've got a scraper here so I can look professional. If you are like me and forget to put out ingredients when you're not doing a Facebook Live ahead of time, one of my favorite shortcuts is you can just use like warm water, not hot water. You don't use hot water, that'd be bad. But use warm water, put the packages of cream cheese in a Ziploc, toss it in the water, let it sit for about 10 minutes, test it with your thermometer, and once it hits that 70 to 75, you're good to go. 10 minutes usually, maybe a little longer. And then if you forgot to get the eggs out too, you can put those in for about 5 minutes, and that's what you need there. So together you mix the cream and the sugar on medium speed until smooth. And so there's kind of a balance with the cheesecake. Sorry, half a cup of sugar. With the cheesecake, you don't want to overmix it. If you overmix it, these cute little jars will be like full of this frothy, bubbly, mess and it won't look so pretty. But you also want to make sure it's mixed well enough that the sugar is nice and stirred in there. So you don't want it to be clumpy. So we'll just start it off kind of a low medium speed. And I'm just watching to make sure that all the sugar is incorporated and that it's not super lumpy. So that's mixing up pretty well. Since the ingredients are room temperature, it makes it a lot easier. So that's looking.
Somebody asked about the tamper.
Oh, somebody asked about the tamper.
What's it called?
It's called a tart tamper for making tarts, I guess. Barbara will put a link to it in the comments. I'm assuming. Hi, Mom. And really, it's just a chunk of wood that it's got like a little tiny one for little babies and then like a bigger one. If you don't have a tart tamper, you can use like a shot glass, like a flat bottom shot glass, or if you have like an egg cup that is flat on the bottom, or you know, if worse comes to worse, you just smash it down with the back of your spoon. It won't be quite as even, but you know, it's in a mason jar, it's cute, it's not going to be perfect anyways. So there's that. So let's see here. I tend to second guess myself as a cook. My mom has always been the fearless one in the kitchen, and I've always been the one trying to do it just like Mom and not quite getting it. So this looks pretty good. Let me scrape the sides down. It's incorporated. You don't want to beat it too much. There's not a ton of lumps in there. So I think I'm going to call that good enough. What do you think, Ryan? Does that check out?
I think so.
When Ryan and I were dating, he was the cheesecake master. He and his friends would get together and they would make cheesecakes all the time. So next up, sour cream, lemon juice, lemon zest, and vanilla. So we've got our
Eggs. Eggs.
Oh, eggs next? No, eggs are last, Ryan.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, sour cream next. So we've got our sour cream. We've got our lemon zest. Where's our zester? So I grew up, we had this little itty bitty tiny lemon zester that had like 4 little circles on it. But when Mom got into blogging, she got these like fancy pants zesters that make like zesting super easy. You just like over it and it like stores in there. So it's been fun. If you need a kitchen tool, Mother's Day is coming up, those are options. So we added our sour cream, lemon zest, lemon juice, and vanilla. This is a pretty subtle lemon flavor. The lemon curd on top is this like tart pop of lemon flavor, but the cheesecake itself is just this really subtle, perfect lemon flavor. My mom really loves lemon desserts that are like a lemon punch, and mine are more like, I like the subtle. So it's nice because this, I think, is like the perfect for any fruit, like raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, you name it. Like this, like little hint of lemon is my favorite. So I saw that Janine wrote something. Oh, Janine knows that Ryan cooks too. Yes, he is a big cook in our house. He often is the one taking charge of dinner. So we are mixing that until combined with the lemon zest in there, it kind of looks a little lumpier than it really is. So that's together. Are you gonna try and show that? Oh, Ryan's getting fancy here, guys. Let's see if you can see over there. Whoop! So I don't know if you can see it. It's just, Ryan, I think that's good enough. We'll just go back to the normal view. So that's that. You can see it's whipped. It's nice. The lemon zest in there kind of makes for little, oop, there we go. Lemon zest makes for like little things, but it's pretty smooth, and that's what you want. Sorry, we're playing like we're tech wizards, like we know what we're doing, but really we're just improvising here. Okay, so we've got that, and then we add the eggs. One of my biggest tips is to crack the eggs into another bowl before you do it. I cannot tell you how many eggshells I've tried to fish out of my batters as I go. So we've just got our 2 eggs right here, and if you just kind of tip it a little bit, one of the egg whites and the egg yolk will go in, and we've got the other eggs still mostly in there, which is super nice. So we add our eggs one at a time. I don't know, Barbara, why do we add eggs one at a time? It's like the rule of all cooking, but I don't really know why we do it. I just follow the rules. Barbara could tell us. So that's just mixed in, and there's that guy. egg yolk is not quite broken yet. I am impatiently waiting. There we go. It broke. Now we're just waiting for it to get all incorporated. You want to see the eggs all the way mixed in there. But again, you don't want to beat it too much. So I'm just kind of waiting on these egg yolks. They're almost done. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So lift that up. One of my big tips on making cheesecakes, let's see. So I'm gonna switch things on there. Can you see it? Okay, so do you see how like on the beater, like up here is a lot less mixed in than down here. So you've got these kind of lumpy lumpies up here. I've learned that if you, because like with cookies, I want to get like every last drop, right? But with these, I just kind of smash it off and then call it good enough, because a lot of these little lumpies hide on the edges and the sides. So, here we go. Look, ta-da, cheesecake. All right, so now we're going to put these in the little cups. Move that out of the way. So we have found our bigger scoop. This one is a number 16 scoop. I don't remember how many ounces. 2 ounces. This holds 2 ounces. Oh, thank you, Ryan. My KitchenAid is magically disappearing. This works really well. Again, you don't want it quite all the way full to the top or you will run out of cheesecake batter before you get there, but just kind of scoop and gently let it fall in. And then we'll make them look pretty in a minute. Let's see. Ryan, are there any questions while I'm scooping?
Just checking.
Okay. So they're not quite all the way, it's not quite all the way full scoops, but we can go back in there.
Someone wants to know if they don't have that same attachment, if they don't have any issue.
Oh yeah, my beater blade. I love my beater blade. It's just accessory you can get for your KitchenAid. You can use, we still use our standard
Extra.
Nextra, that's right. Sorry. We still use our standard beater blade all the time. It just means you need to stop what you're doing midway through and scrape down the sides of your bowl more frequently. The beater blade just kind of scrapes the bowl as it goes. That's an awesome question, sorry. Okay, so we're back to scooping. So again, if you missed the first little bit, we are making mini lemon cheesecakes from Instantly Sweet cookbook. We are giving away a copy to anybody, not to anybody, sorry, to someone who comments on the post. That could have gotten crazy. Someone who comments on our live before midnight tonight. So, you know, if you don't get to see it till it's a replay, I often don't watch lives live because kids can be crazy. We're doing home quarantine school right now, and it's going pretty well, but our schedule, you never quite know what it's going to be. So right now the baby is napping, and oh, I just made a mess on the counter. Baby's napping and the boys are watching, so hopefully no children will interrupt, but if they do, that's life these days. So I know I told you not to scrape the bowl, but I overfill my things a little bit, so anyways, and if you're not making them for like a baby shower or something super fancy, you don't really notice. So
what size are the jars?
Those jars are little 4 ounces. They are half of what the normal 8-ounce mason jars are. So I think we got ours from our local grocery store. And can you bring me a paper towel, please? They were like $12. So they're not. That's good. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna make them pretty. Ryan, will you please get the thank you. Instant Pot set up, and if we get it where the thing goes. So they're kind of I don't know, mountainy. What's the right word? So you just kind of get a little spoon and flatten them out. If you just put them in without flattening them, they'll cook up just fine, but they won't look quite as pretty. So, and then do we have a 1 cup of water? Oh, you're on it. Okay. So, we are getting these. This is a good lemon flavor. So if I were making these for a baby shower, I would probably take the time to clean up all the places that I spilled on the edges like these. I know there's raw eggs in there. Don't do what I'm doing. That's a bad example. I still eat cookie dough. I love cookie dough. How do you not love cookie dough? I see Mom commented, "Hi, Barbara." She's my mom. It feels weird to call her Barbara. Okay, so you got all these nice and flattened. They're all about the same. Again, if you wanted to be really particular, if you're making them for something super fancy, you could use a food scale. But again, I just really like how rustic they look. So we have, the next step is to fill up your Instant Pot. Number one step, I always like to add the water first. That way I don't get going and not pay attention and forget to add the water. So you need a short trivet. A lot of your pressure cookers come with a really short trivet. So just take the short trivet and put it on the bottom. Do you want me to switch that view, Ryan? Is that even gonna work? We're gonna try and be fancy here. Okay, so do you see we've got our trivet on the bottom? And then when you stack these in, you wanna balance it. So you put one on each side around it. If you don't have two trivets, that's all right. You can just use the little screw-on lids. If you, Ryan's getting me a lid. I have a sous chef. So just the little rings that you use, you can just put those right on the bottom. Just put as many as will fit in there and stack them up on there. Let's see. I'll just quick put these in. So you just kind of 6 of them just fit just right. I love it so much. They fit just right there on the bottom. And then you put another trivet on top. We have a tall trivet and a short trivet that we use when we're cooking pot and pot. If you try and put this guy in, sometimes it's you could put it down like that, just on each side of the thing. But if that doesn't work for your trivet, you can always turn it upside down. Some people have, like, I know Barbara uses a pizza shield. It's like a, I don't know, a little flat metal plate that she puts in between the two of them. So you just kind of stack them all up in there. Move you over. All right, so they're all stacked in there. We've already put our 1 cup of water in. And then double check, we've got a ring. You know what, I'm gonna go back to a normal view. So I like to use, we have an extra ring just for cheesecakes. And then when it's time to replace like our dinner ring, we'll kind of move it down the line so the cheesecake ring becomes the dinner ring and we get a new ring that is our now cheesecake ring, because sometimes the silicone will take on smells or whatnot, and so it's just nice to, I really like my cheesecakes to be perfect, like flavor-wise, so make sure that your lid is sealed.
What size pot?
What size pot? This is a 6-quart Instant Pot. It's just your standard Duo. We just put a little wrap on there because it's colorful. It makes me feel happy when we're cooking. So, and then manual in 1 minute, right?
Yep.
That 1 minute cook time. So, yeah. So on the Duo, you just hit 1 minute and it starts itself up. So we'll move this guy over. Let's see. And while we're waiting, we'll talk about the curd. The curd needs to come to room temperature, and so I didn't feel like it would be very helpful to you if I made it right in front of you. It's so easy, you guys. I was really intimidated by lemon curd. We make things with lemon curd in it quite a bit, and we would often buy it from Trader Joe's because it just seemed really tricky. And then the first time I made this, it was like, why have we been doing this? It's so yummy. It's so good. So it's also, the back of the book has a whole section on sauces, toppings, and fillings. And so it's kind of mix and match. Like if you want to use a pineapple, she's got a really yummy pineapple sauce on there. You can use your pineapple sauce. You can mix it up however you want. But this lemon curd recipe that we are using right here, I think I've showed you if you've been watching it the whole time. It's 4 tablespoons of butter, sugar, eggs, lemon juice, and lemon zest. That's it. It's super easy. If you want to use super fine sugar, I know a lot of lemon curds call for like super fine sugar and other fancy ingredients. You can, but this recipe just calls for a regular sugar. If you want, you can pulse your sugar in a food processor thingy.
Someone wants to know why you would have different seals again. The different sealing rings?
Oh, different sealing rings. Okay, so the different sealing rings, So we like to cook a lot of like Asian foods and Indian foods, and those spices, just there's something about sesame oil in particular that like sucks into the silicone. It's a food grade silicone that's required to make the seal. Every model of pressure cooker, whether it's Instant Pot, Pampered Chef, Milthy, you name it, they all use that silicone ring. And for whatever reason, that food grade silicone sometimes absorbs the spices, like just from like the steam that it makes, it somehow infuses the silicone ring with the spices. And so oftentimes, like if you cook like pulled pork or like barbecue something, or like those Asian foods, your ring will start to smell. And you can wash it and you can hang it out in the sun and you can put baking soda and vinegar on it. We have tried so many ways to get the smell out of the ring. And when it comes to cheesecake, I'm particular about it. So we have our dinner rings where we use all our savories, and then we have a breakfast ring for like steel cut oats. We make those all the time. Any kind of rices, just kind of gentle things. And then we have our cheesecake ring, which is basically like a spare ring that we have on hand for once the dinner ring. I know the Instant Pot says like every 6 months or a year you're supposed to replace your ring. We still have some rings that we've been using for like 7 years, and they're still working pretty good. But it's nice, like if your ring gets a crack in it and your pressure cooker can't seal, it really, really stinks not to have a spare one on hand. So we always have a spare one that we kind of have dubbed our cheesecake ring, and we only use it for cheesecakes. And then when it's time to replace the dinner ring, the breakfast ring becomes the dinner ring, the cheesecake ring becomes the breakfast ring, and we get a new spare, if that makes sense. That's just my... Barbara doesn't have a special cheesecake ring. She just uses her regular one, but I'm a little bit OCD about my cheesecakes. We really love our cheesecakes here. So back to the lemon curd. This recipe is really, really easy. You can make it in your pressure cooker. Like I know that we've been talking a lot lately. There are people who are in their campers and their RVs. They just wanted to get away while still being like socially distanced. So they've been asking for tips on RV cooking. Barbara cooks in her camper all the time, so she's got some great tips on that. But so you can make it in your Instant Pot, or you can just make it on your stove. We've got directions for either. If you do make it in your pressure cooker, you want to make sure that you've adjusted the sauté to low. You need to cook this over a low-medium heat. And if you can't adjust the temperature on your pressure cooker, I really would probably recommend just making it on the stovetop. But when you make it, you just you mix the butter and sugar together. If you are using a hand mixer, I would probably like spoon the sugar and butter together, or like use a pastry cutter to blend the sugar and butter together, because let's be honest, the first couple times we tried it, it's like you turn on your mixer and it goes everywhere. So you just get the butter and sugar combined together, and then once you add in the lemon juice, it thickens up really nice. And the eggs, it's really nice. So we've got our curd here already, and then we've got our little cheesecakes we made the day before. Look, they're so cute. I'm gonna try and do our thing again. Okay, so can you see in focus? There we go. So these are our little cheesecakes. There's just a little bit on the side and a little bit on the top. They're not perfect. They haven't. I don't know. They're good. So you just take a little bit of the lemon curd and just put it right on the top, and it instantly hides like any of if there are a little bit of cracks or anything. It just hides that. So it's all just pretty and nice. Our grocery store was out of like the heavy cream. Usually we would whip our own whipping cream to get it sweetened to the way we like it, and we would put it in like a pastry bag with a star tip. But this is what they had, so this is what we have. So just a little dollop on top. Oh, Ryan thinks we should zest some over the top. Okay, so we'll show off our zester. Just get a little bit, and then I'll just sprinkle it on top. That was kind of a not so sprinkly. Okay, it's kind of a lemon sploosh, but anyways, so that's our little lemon cheesecake. they're so good, you guys. This lemon curd, if you really want, you could add like yellow to it, but it's such a pretty pale yellow color that I don't want to add the food coloring. I just think it's beautiful the way it is. And honestly, if you're making this lemon curd, I would make a double batch, because on Barbara Bakes we have a recipe for stuffed French toast, and there is a lemon cream filling that goes inside the stuffed French toast, and it is my favorite in the whole world. Like, I put it on steel cut oats, I put it on cheesecake, I put it, you name it, like it should be on it. It will automatically make it better. So lemon curd keeps in the fridge for 1 to 2 weeks. You can freeze it. According to the internet, it's supposed to stay good in the freezer for a year. We've never had lemon curd last that long in our house, so I can't guarantee you, but that's what the internet says. So, like, not just like some rando on the internet either, like the food storage preservation people at the University of Georgia. So, anyways, this guy is finally about to pressure. Are there any questions, any other questions while we're waiting? We're just gonna get these guys pressure released, and then so I'll answer questions while we're waiting for this to come out. I see Barbara saying something that I think she's answering.
Yeah, she put the lemon blueberry.
Oh, she put the lemon blueberry on. It also has a blueberry compote topping that you make in your pressure cooker with frozen blueberries. It's so easy and it's so good. We also put those on oatmeal, steel cut oats. We make steel cut oats a lot. It's my oldest is obsessed with hot breakfasts, like to the point where if he has to eat cereal more than a couple days in a row, it's like offensive to him. So we try to keep him well stocked with oatmeal. We'll make like a big double or triple batch of steel cut oats and keep it in the fridge so that he can have his hot breakfast. So slowly coming to pressure. Oh, the mini mitts? Well, we still have to wait for this to come to pressure and depressurize. So we'll get the mini mitts later. I can see.
I think that's where the cook section.
I already talked about the book sections. Sorry, conversation with Ryan as we're going. Do you see anything else? I can see more people. Oh, hello from Philadelphia. I think it's Arlene. I can't see.
It is Arlene.
I need like stronger glasses, but this is not the time to get stronger glasses. I hope you guys are doing well. I guess I'll just top some more of this with lemon curd while we go. Normally we don't hang on to packaging, but the little mason jar packaging has been so useful in taking care of these. Sometimes if I'm impatient, I'll give my pressure cooker a little bonk to make sure to help it get to pressure. I don't know if that's kosher or not, but that's what we do. Again, these would be so fun for like baby showers. You can, I meant to tell you about how to convert any regular pressure cooker recipe into these mini mason jars. It's so easy. It's really good, and it's really dark. Any Instant Pot cheesecake recipe is a really good fit for these mini jars. If it uses 2 sticks of cream cheese, not sticks, 2 packages, whatever. If it uses 2 packages, 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, it breaks down really easy into these 12 mini mason jars. Your cook time will change based on your mix-ins. If you've got like a whole bunch of like thick pieces of fruit or raspberries on there, that might change it. Definitely candy. If you add like candy or white chocolate to your batters, that often changes it. Let's see what else. We have a recipe for, what are they called? Robin eggs, the little mini robin eggs. If you have leftover Easter candy that you want to get rid of, or if you can talk your children into sharing some of their leftover Easter candy, those mini robin eggs are awesome. So we've got that as a guideline, but like anyone you want to serve. I really love these mason jars because it's like automatic portion control. You might want to eat 6 slices of cheesecake, but you just have 1 jar, and everyone gets 1 jar. And so when your kids are out of eating their cheesecake and their jar is empty, you're like, your jar's gone. Guess it's time to move on, kids. So you don't have quite the same battles for more slice. And they're also really fun and giftable. So you could buy a pack of these and then you can give them out as little neighbor gifts or something. So we've got them. Oh, one more. Got them all filled. I guess I'm going a little bit lighter on these then.
Someone says hi from Wales.
Hi from Wales! Oh, that's so cool you're watching from Wales. I love the UK. I love it so much. I was last there in 2007? Some old roommates of mine from college and we went when the 7th Harry Potter book came out. We went over there and visited, so I have a very soft spot for it. Okay, so you heard our pressure was just released. This calls for a natural pressure release, which normally we only have 11 because we broke one. But so we've got to wait a little bit. We're still waiting. Sorry, and this is pretty quick. What else, Ryan?
Someone wants to know about the cookbook again.
The cookbook again. I am happy to talk about the cookbook. This is called Instantly Sweet, written by Barbara Sheeding, my mom, and Marcy Butters. I helped edit it back when my other job, I work as a copy editor. So yeah, I got to help with the manuscript on that. It was super fun, but it's delicious. It's it's got 75 sweet recipes, some sweet breakfasts, like a monkey bread that's super yummy. A whole section on cheesecakes we've got like a triple layer mint chocolate cheesecake, which is super fun. And then a lot of these have you can see these little orange boxes right there. There are change it up tips. So you can change this from a mint cheesecake to a chocolate orange cheesecake by swapping out the mint extract for orange extract. We wanted to really make this as like a guide. So if you've got like a recipe with your very favorite flavors in it that you would like to convert, this should help you convert your favorite flavors. Let's see, it's got cakes, it's got lava cakes. Marcy is the queen of lava cakes, and she made some amazing ones. And then we've got like basics like sauces, like how to cook like dulce de leche. I know that's a lot of people want to make that in their pressure cooker. And somewhere in here it is page 146. We like to do it in the bigger mason jars. I know some people have recipes for just doing it straight in the can, and you can do that if you want. Our thought on pressure cooking is there's no one way to do it. We have the ways that we like, other people have the ways they like, and as long as you're getting the results that you're happy with, great, that works awesome. So yeah, we've got lots of good stuff in there, and our publisher's having a crazy sale on this today at Amazon. Of course, Amazon's prices can change, so if you're watching this in the future, hello, future person. But yeah, it's on a crazy sale, so go and get yourself one and do some fun cooking while we're still socially distancing. So yeah, and we are giving away a copy to someone who comments on this live before midnight, because I know not everybody can watch live. So if there's someone you know who needs more Instant Pot baking in their lives, let them know so they can watch a bit and comment. We would love that. And again, I'm Jen from Pressure Cooking Today. I work with Barbara Sheeding, who is an amazing cook and also my mom. And we work together making recipes that work in any brand of pressure cooker, Instant Pots or Pampered Chef, Ninja Foodie, you name it. We've designed our recipes so that they're compatible with anything. So I'm being impatient. How long do we wait?
Couple of minutes.
Wait a couple more minutes and then we'll let you see him coming out of the pressure cooker. So if you have questions on cheesecake or desserts or have tips on entertaining young children during social distance quarantine period, I am all ears.
How long do you cook them?
How long do you cook them? These ones just have a 1 minute cook time. And we are at 5,000 feet altitude. We're in Utah. And so again, I would start with 1 minute wherever you are, but then you can always experiment if you're closer to sea level. You might be able to get away with a 0 minute cook time on these. You want your cheesecakes if you use an instant read thermometer. This one is just a Thermapen. But the instant read thermometer, you want it between 140 and 150. I would always get really nervous, how jiggly is jiggly? When you cook your normal cheesecakes in there, you want it to pass the jiggle test, but that was never concrete enough for me. So Did Barbara say just go for it? I see her.
No, she's at a 2 minute.
Oh, okay. What are you saying?
Release it if you want.
You think I should release it? Okay, we've let it for 5 minutes, so we'll just let it go. Oh yeah, it's almost out. Anyways, so we're just releasing the pressure. If you have canning tongs, if you do a lot of canning, those are really great. We love the little mini mitts that some models of Instant Pot come with the mini mitts, some don't. My glasses are steamed up. Thanks. So, let me grab one. It's hot, believe it or not. There we go. Okay, so just got it. Okay, there we go. So they are we're fine, Ryan. We're not gonna do that. We'll just do there. So they're a little bit fluffy right now. As they cool, they will just kind of sink back down and look like normal cheesecake texture. They did not rise too much, which is good. Ryan, do you want to get out a? I guess we'll leave them in there and we'll call it good. So yeah, I'll just put this down. So then you want to let them chill 4 hours or overnight. I usually go overnight, just that way when we're serving the desserts, they're all already done. And that's everything. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions, Barbara and I will be in the comments. Let us know. Again, I'm Jen with PressureCookingToday.com, and thanks for joining us. Bye.